A lot of people get triangular prisms and pyramids confused, but you got to keep in mind that a pyramid, yes, they have triangles too, but a pyramid, all the sides come to a point, okay? A prism is going to be flat along the top, so therefore it's not the exact same as a pyramid. In fact, sorry, hashtag not prepared. Let me get you an example real quick. They're in here. I'll show you. So this would be a triangular prism. Okay, so it's got triangles, but it also has squares. Okay, so like the ends are triangles, but it doesn't come to a point. You see, this is an edge, so this would be a triangular prism, whereas this is a pyramid. So like everything comes to a point with a pyramid, but we're dealing with prisms. Okay, so it's got a flat top, it's got an edge. Okay, so now that we've seen those, let me move this out of the way. All right, so first example, and please don't stress about how your drawings look. I'm winging it with my pictures too, so they don't have to be perfect. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so this is our first triangular prism. It's not perfect, like I said, please don't stress about that. But remember, we talked about nets being flat and unfolded, so like if I folded all of these sides up, this square right here in the middle would be the bottom of my shape. These triangles would be the sides, and then these are kind of like those slanted sides along here. So literally this shape right here, it has just been unfolded to make it flat, okay? All right, so let's give this some numbers. We're going to say, which is, all right, so these are my numbers for my triangular prism. So just like yesterday, every single time you're doing surface area, you find the area of every single side and then you add them up. Okay, so when I finish adding all these numbers up, I should have 5 numbers that I'm adding because I have 5 sides. Every side needs to be included. Okay, so it's really important that you don't leave off a side. It doesn't matter where you start, just pick one and go from there. I'm going to start with the squares. Now this one's we got lucky with this one because all the squares are equivalent. So if I find one of them, then I've got 3 of them. So if I start with this one on top, I need length times width because it's a square. I know that this side's 4, so now I need to figure out what this side right here is. And obviously it doesn't say it right here, but it does show it down here. So if this length right here is 4, then I know this one has to be 4. So to find the square, I would do 4 times 4 and get 16. So the area of my squares is going to be 16. And remember, we put it inside the shape so that way I know which shapes are done and it's easy to locate. Okay? So I've already found those 3 and all I've done is one step. Alright, so let's move on to the triangles. Okay, same thing with the triangles. These are both equivalent, so if I find one of them, then I've got both of them. Now I can tell the height of my triangle is 4. Now I just need to figure out the base. Well, what's my chair sitting on? This is the height of my chair. What's my chair sitting on? Well, once again, they didn't label it up front, but they really did label it because once again, if this side right here is 4, then this one right here is going to be 4 as well. Okay, so that's 4. So 4 times 4 again, we know is 16. But remember, what shape is this? It's a triangle, so we have to divide by 2. So 8. So the area of my triangles is 8. Alright, so I can clearly see that all 5 sides have numbers in them. I found the area of all 5 sides, so now I just need to add them all up. You can 100% use a calculator at this point. You can use a calculator for the whole thing. 95% of surface area questions on your EOG, maybe 99% on your EOG would be calculator active. You're absolutely going to be able to use a calculator on your surface area test that you're going to have in a couple weeks, so I'm all for the calculator on this unit. So if you add up 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 8 plus 8 you get a surface area of 64 inches squared. Okay? All right, let's try another one. Once again, don't stress about your picture. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see. Let's do... Okay. And then... All right, hopefully you can tell I did this on purpose. These two rectangles are not the same size, okay? This one right here is a little bit bigger than this one. I mean, reverse that. This one right here is bigger than this one here. All right, so it looks like a rocket ship. It's not a rocket. Remember, it's a folded up 3D, it's a flattened 3D shape. So this one is kind of like a ramp. All right, so like this rectangle right here is the bottom, what it's sitting on. This right here is the back. These are the sides. And then this right here, if I folded it up, it would be the slanted side. So it's kind of like what you're rolling down on the ramp, okay? So kind of think about like a handicap ramp. This part right here would be the side that you're actually rolling down. All right, let me give you some numbers. Okay? All right, so that's what they're going to give you, and now we go from here. Once again, it doesn't matter where you start. Just pick a side and start with it. But once again, when I finish, I should have 5 numbers that I'm adding together because I have 5 faces. I have 5 sides that I need to find the area of. I'm going to start with the triangles. Okay? So remember, for triangles, you need a base and a height, and we're going to divide it by 2. So find that right angle. They might not give you the chair, but obviously it's going to be where the right angle is. Well, here's my right angle. All right, so what 2 sides is my chair sitting on? Well, it's obviously sitting on the 5, and then it's sitting on this line. I got to figure out what this line is. Once again, they tell you just got to figure sometimes. So this line right here is the same as this line down here, and they clearly tell me that this line down here is 12. So I know I need to do 5 times 12, which is 60. I do need to divide by 2 because it's a triangle, so therefore my area is 30. And these 2 triangles are identical, so I can go and put this one down as 30. So I've got 2 of my sides already figured out. All right, let's move on to this little back rectangle right here, okay? They show me with the arrows that this side right here is also going to be 5, and then this side right here is 15. So if I do 5, we're going to say, let's see if I can fit this. So we're going to say skinny rectangle. Okay, so we're doing 5 times 15, which gives me 75. So that's this one. And it doesn't have a match anywhere. All right, hopefully you can tell that by the size. All right, let's move on to the middle rectangle. Okay, so that middle rectangle, I need a length and a width. So I need this 15 right here. I need this 12 down here. All right, and if I do 15 times 12, remember you can use your calculator, you're going to get 180. All right, and like I said, hopefully you can see that these 2 rectangles are not the same size. So don't just assume they're the same and put this one as 180 as well, because they're not the same. So then let's do this last rectangle. We're going to say the long rectangle. I like to label them just so I can make sure I get all of them. All right, so this side right here is 13. I need to know this side right here. It's not labeled, but it really is, because if this side right here is 15, then I know that this one right here also has to be 15. So when I do 13 times 15, I get 195. All right. You remember, last step is just to add up all of those all those areas, area of every single face, all the circled number have, and then you'll get your final answer. So if I add up all of these circled numbers, I end up getting a surface area of 510 meters squared. Okay? All right, one more. Okay, these two rectangles match each other, but this one in the middle is not the same. So make sure you draw that one a little bit bigger than those other two. Okay, and then let me give you some numbers. All right. So we got to find the area of every single side. So if I start with the triangles, all right, I can see that the height of my triangle is 3. What is my chair sitting on? With the chair sitting on this line right, which I can tell is 8 because it matches this line down here. So that's going to be 8 times 3, which is 24. But it's a triangle, so I have to divide by 2, and I get 12, which means this one's 12. And this one's 12. All right, let's move on to the, once again, we'll say the skinny rectangles. Okay, so skinny rectangles, I need this side and I need these sides right here. All right, so therefore I'm going to be doing this side right here. Okay, so this, you have to be careful with this one, because don't assume, remember, this one in the middle is bigger. So don't assume that because this line's 8 that this one's 8 as well. Because think about it, when you fold this shape up, okay, and then it's got that, when we fold it up and like this line right here, this side is going to match up with this side right here. So that tells you that this side right here, they're going to fold up to form this line along the side. These lines have to match up. So therefore, this side right here also has to be 3. You got to be careful with that. Okay? So if you do 3 times 14, you get 42. So this one's 42, and this one's 42. Okay? Now I just got to do that middle rectangle. All right, which means I'm doing my base down here, or my length is 8. This side right here is not labeled, but it is, remember, because if this side's 14, then this side has to be 14. So 8 times 14 is going to leave me with 112, and this one doesn't have a match. Okay, so I can clearly see every face has a circled area, so therefore I can say that I'm done. I just need to add up all these circled numbers, and when I add up all these circled numbers, I get a surface area of 220 centimeters squared. Okay? All right, so that's surface area with triangular prisms. So we'll keep practicing with that today, and hopefully you'll get it down.